Why is it that after years, sometimes decades of endurance, what finally arrives is not relief, not the feeling of "I made it through," but a strange, unmistakable exhaustion? Not the anger of a single argument, not resentment over one specific moment, but a deeper depletion, the realization that you no longer have the energy to walk through that door again, to explain yourself one more time, to hope again, or to brace yourself for yet another familiar disappointment. Why do you begin to notice that it isn't a lack of love that keeps you away, but something else entirely? You don't want revenge. You don't want to accuse. You're not trying to reopen old wounds. You simply recognize that every interaction now comes at a cost. Your body tightens, your breathing shortens, your emotions drain quietly afterward. And this has been happening for far too long. And why? When you first seriously imagine creating distance, do you feel not relief, but crushing guilt? As if choosing peace means being heartless, as if choosing yourself automatically makes you cruel, as if not returning means you must be the one who is wrong. If any of this feels familiar, today's conversation is not about morality, not about who is right or wrong, and not about forgiveness. It's about a deeper truth. When someone chooses to distance themselves from their family, it is rarely because they stopped loving. It is because continuing would require them to disappear entirely. Family estrangement almost never starts with a dramatic event. It begins with erosion. For many people, relationships don't collapse overnight. They wear down slowly, over years. From the outside, everything may appear functional. Holidays are still attended, calls are answered, photos still show smiles. But beneath the surface, something essential is being stripped away, not by one catastrophic incident, but by hundreds of small moments accumulating quietly. Psychology refers to these as micro-traumas. They are rarely violent or obvious. They live in everyday interactions, subtle invalidation disguised as concern, boundaries that are pushed just a little further each year, emotions that are minimized or dismissed. The constant underlying message: your feelings are inconvenient. Your authentic self needs correction. Individually, none of these moments seem severe. Together, they shape a nervous system. Over time, your body begins reacting before your mind does. You tense before the phone rings, rehearse conversations before family gatherings, shrink yourself instinctively just to keep the peace. At first, you tell yourself, "This is just how families are." But gradually, the anxiety seeps into daily life, becoming a constant background hum. Estrangement doesn't happen because you stop caring. It happens because you cared for too long, adapted for too long, gave too much of yourself away. Before departure comes anger, there is exhaustion. To outsiders, family estrangement often looks sudden. Parents say, "There were no signs." Relatives say, "It was just one argument." Friends say, "That feels extreme." This is the illusion of the volcano. An eruption appears sudden only because observers never saw the pressure building beneath the surface for years. Most adult children endure their pain quietly. They rarely protest repeatedly. Instead, they explain, rationalize, and absorb. They didn't mean it. They had a hard life. Maybe I'm too sensitive. The stress doesn't disappear. It moves into the body. Sleep becomes shallow. Anxiety appears before visits. Recovery takes longer after contact. Emotional resilience slowly erodes. Eventually, the body refuses to cooperate. Depression, numbness, panic, or collapse emerge, not as overreaction, but as the final signal of chronic overload. The last argument was never the cause. It was simply the moment when silence could no longer hold. For parents, it feels abrupt. For the adult child, it is the end of 20 years of endurance. In many dysfunctional family systems, children are not seen, they are assigned. There is the golden child carrying the family's pride and expectations, the scapegoat absorbing blame and conflict, the invisible child surviving by staying quiet and undemanding, and the parentified child forced into emotional caretaking far too early. These roles have one thing in common: they do not allow a real self to form. Instead of learning who you are, you learn who you must be to keep the system stable. Responsibility, guilt, and self-suppression become confused with love. When adulthood brings boundaries, self-expression, or refusal to continue performing, the system reacts. You are labeled selfish, cold, ungrateful. Because in families like this, reclaiming yourself becomes a threat. So when people leave, they are rarely abandoning family. They are escaping a role that was slowly consuming them. Estrangement is often the first time someone refuses to vanish so a relationship can survive. Not all trauma is loud. Some of the most formative wounds are invisible. Psychology calls this emotional neglect. It doesn't mean caregivers were necessarily malicious. It means your inner world, your fears, emotions, confusion, was consistently unmet. Not what happened, but what never did. No one truly paused when you cried. Fear was met with dismissal. Vulnerability was minimized or redirected. A child growing up in this environment learns a dangerous lesson. My feelings are a burden. As adults, these individuals often appear strong, rational, independent, yet carry a quiet, persistent emptiness. They return again and again, hoping this time will be different. But each attempt draws water from the same dry well. Eventually, staying becomes self-abandonment. Leaving is not rejection, it is self-preservation. Many ask, if it hurt so much, why didn't you leave earlier? The answer lies in two powerful psychological forces, trauma bonding and the hope cycle. When warmth and harm alternate, the nervous system confuses instability with love. Apologies follow cruelty. Affection follows neglect. Promises follow boundary violations. Hope keeps you invested, hoping for who they might become rather than who they consistently are. Add to this the belief system many are taught. Leaving is betrayal. Protecting yourself is selfish. Endurance equals virtue. So you stayed, not because you were weak, but because you were conditioned to sacrifice yourself. The moment of departure usually follows a devastating clarity. If I stay, I will disappear. No contact is often misunderstood as cruelty or revenge. In reality, distance is usually a last resort. Some choose low contact, limited interaction, surface conversations, emotional withdrawal. Others use the gray rock approach, neutral responses to prevent manipulation. And when all boundaries are ignored, complete estrangement becomes the only remaining option. Psychologically, distance triggers conflicting emotions, grief, guilt, and relief. You mourn what never existed. You feel guilty for choosing peace, and you finally breathe. Distance is not rejection, it is clarity. It is saying, I cannot change you, but I can protect myself. For many, it is the first time safety is felt. When someone distances themselves from family, the world rushes to judge. Few ask the harder question, who would you have become if you stayed? Estrangement is rarely impulsive. It follows years of effort, empathy, forgiveness, and hope. You didn't leave love, you left self-erasure. Choosing distance does not make you heartless. It means you finally acknowledge that your psychological integrity matters too. Healing doesn't require forgetting. It requires allowing two truths to coexist, mourning what never was, while creating space for what still can be. Many people only meet themselves after leaving, not as someone's child or emotional container, but as a full adult with boundaries and agency. Family is not defined solely by blood. It can be those who offer safety, respect, and choice. If you are walking this path, you are not broken. You are no longer carrying what was never yours to bear. This is Felix. May you understand yourself more deeply and treat the part of you that is still growing with gentleness. See you next time.